welcome to BFS Wargaming. So today we are taking a look at why I think GW might have a problem with Space Wolf players. Or Space Wolves as a faction. Maybe they hate them. I don't know. So we're going to talk about not just, so you can see I've got some data sheets up. We're going to talk about some of these data sheets which I didn't see when I was on stream going through them. I didn't notice the differences. But we'll talk about these, and we'll talk about, we've all seen the detachment rules. I think everyone can get on board with the fact that the detachment rules are just unfair. Like, on average, you're gonna make one of these go off probably turn 3. You then can't use it till turn 4 because you have to do the thing at the end of the turn. On average, you might get it off turn 2. Very rare you'll ever get off, like you'll do one of the sagas turn 1. You might do a saga turn 2, probably turn 3. You then get to use it for turn 4 and 5, and then you might get to use another one turn 5. I think this is extremely unfair when you look at Blood Angels and they're getting +1 strength, I think, in attacks just for charging. Like, don't even have to do anything. And then the Black Templars and Death Watch and everyone else. But the detachment rules aside, because you can use the Gladius attachment. Okay, cool. The stratagems seem okay, but the stratagems in the detachment obviously is for that detachment. And a lot of them only get really good when you've done one of the sagas. So, okay. So what I wanted to bring attention to today, we'll go on to Wolfen and Thunderwolves in a second, is I looked at the Blood Claws, as we can see over here in the bottom right, and they've got a really cool rule. This is called Berserk Charge. Each time this makes a charge move, you get +1 attack and strength. So pretty much the Blood Claw rule. And you're like, yeah, that's brilliant. So their Astartes Chainswords go up to strength 5, -1/1 damage, and oh, they only go up to 4 attacks. But the Assault Squad, which is their direct counterpart, already has 4 attacks. So the Assault Squads, like Blood Claws, are basically Assault Squads. Yeah, okay, they are in the battle line. And they get OC2, but why would you get less attacks? It doesn't make sense. And they also get less attacks with the Power Fist as well. So they get 1 less attack on that. So they get 1 less attack across the board. And I thought, this is strange. Like, I was thinking the Blood Claws are going to, it's one of those things that for Space Wolves, it's actually going to make them usable, and it's going to make them good. You're like, okay, they've nerfed the Wolfen, they've nerfed the Thunderwolves, but Blood Claws are good, they got a decent rule. So then I had a look at the Sky Claws, and the Assault Squad with jump packs, which are direct things. Even on the back of like the Blood Claws, they say about Assault Squads, if you leaders, so they're direct opposite. And again, Astartes Chainsword, attack 4, attacks 3, 1 less attack on every weapon. And don't get me wrong, their rules are slightly different, but to be honest, much for muchness, it's not crazy. These are both OC1, like, just less attacks, just a worse data sheet. And we don't know the points as of this video, so maybe the Sky Claws, the Grey Hunters, and the Blood Claws are all a lot cheaper. Maybe. I can't see it, but maybe they are. But I think this is a real kick in the teeth to Space Wolf players on top of what they've done to the Wolfen. So then we go to the Grey Hunters and the Tactical Squad, which are, again, direct things. And these are both battle line. And the tactical flexibility for the Tactical Squad, this unit is eligible to shoot and declare a turn in which it fell back. The Grey Hunters have a very similar one, but its unit is eligible to shoot in a turn which it fell back or advanced. Now, if I was a Space Wolf player, I'm going to want the one where I can charge when I fall back, or an advance and charge. But fair enough, I'm not bothered about that. I'm more bothered about the fact they get 1 less attack on all the same weapons in melee. Space Wolves are the melee chapter, along with Blood Angels. Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm not a Space Wolf player, but I'm just like, this is crazy. And even if it is less points, as a Space Wolf player, do you want to pay less points for units that aren't as good in melee as just normal Marines. It makes no sense. Is it a mistake? I don't know. I don't think... Because you'd have thought they'd just copy and paste a lot of these weapons. So they've gone out of their way to make it worse. And I just can't see why. It's just like, no, we don't want you to play them. We don't want you to play them. We don't want you to play Thunderwolves because we're taking advance and charge away from Thunderwolves. Which is okay, fair enough. But then they've also taken all of their decent weapons away. Didn't even leave them with a power fist. And I know they've done the same thing with Vanguard Vets. But then there's a lot of other things like Death Company. Death Company have still got all of the weapons options. They've still got Thunder Hammers. They've still got, you know, all of them power fists, that sort of thing. But Thunderwolves can't take them. And then you look at Wolfen. And they've given them... So their claws aren't twin linked. But then I suppose they get 6 attacks, so it's fine. It's claws and melee. They can't take the Great Axe anymore. It's just melee, which is strength 6... strength 5 -1/1 damage with 6 attacks. And then the Wolfen Hammer, which it's got to be a mistake, surely, at strength 5 -1/1 damage, 4 attacks. But you can take a Storm Shield. It just seems so... It just feels bad. And there's a couple of good things in there, in the Space Wolf rules. Like Murder Fang's pretty cool. There's some other things in there, like Logan Grimlar's rule, I think is quite good. Ragnar Blackmane's quite good. But then like the Wolf and Dread, it's got a strength 10 axe. Why? Why is it only strength 10? That axe should be at least minimum strength 12, if not strength 14, the same as Murder Fang's claws. Like, why are they making it so shit? It doesn't make any sense to me. And if someone from GW who watches this, please let us know why. Because it's not thematic. It's not like I'm like, oh yeah, they're doing that because of the theme. And I understand that they've made heirloom weapons a thing of Vanguard Vets, maybe to just take the choice away and just be like, this is their profile. But then, and then they've just done the same thing to Thunderwolves. But you don't want Thunderwolves to feel like that. Or at least, if you're going to give them one profile, give them something that looks like, feels like, yeah, Space Wolves, you know? Thunder Hammers, strength 8, -2, 2 damage. Like something that means something. Devastating wounds. Heirloom weapon. No lethal hits. No devastating wounds. No nothing. And then, if you look at the Wolfen, and also the Thunderwolves, their weapons are now exactly the same as their Crushing Teeth and Claws. So they might as well have just put 7 attacks with Crushing Teeth and Claws. Like, then the Wolfen, again, on both of their profiles, their Wolfen Hammers, no devastating wounds. Like, it's just nothing. And to me, it just seems like someone at GW really didn't want them to be good, and someone in the Space Wolf community must have offended someone over there. That's all I can think, and they're just taking it out on you. I feel really bad for Space Wolf players. I mean, I don't even know what you can do. Like, it's not like you're even treated well in 8th. 9th, sort of, it got better about halfway through, but I don't know. I just don't know what GW are doing. It's crazy. And like we say, we haven't seen the points yet. Maybe the points will all be so cheap that there'll be an amazing army. I don't know why they'd do that, because you're just making it a horde army. It's not the idea. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.